Hello, everybody! Sharing so much love out there. Like, I can't even tell you how much that means to have all of you here to witness what has been a very long game in the making, we'll say. My goodness! So much love, I can't handle it. Welcome to my channel. I am Little Red Dot. If you have made it here, I hope it is because, you love stories, because that's why I keep this channel. Because I love telling stories, and I love telling stories with amazing people. And I have a killer crew here today. Some old faces, some new faces, some witchy faces. But before we dive in and recap and talk business, let's meet these incredible ladies that have come to the table today. So I'm just going to go around and let you guys introduce yourself and let us know the witch that you're going to be playing for our Witch Girls adventure, and more importantly, maybe just a smidgen about maybe the kind of magic she likes to use, and what really brought her into the witchy world. So let's actually start directly to my right. I have RTS Cosplay.
Hello everybody, I am Tiffany. I am online under RTS Cosplay, which stands for Rattle the Stars Cosplay. And you can find me on North by Northwest with Chelsea as well. But today I'm here to play Persephone Rosewood, also known as Percy. She is a rustic / coder clique for the game. So she focuses in elementalism and cybermancy.
Oh my, thank you.
For sure.
Moving right along. Yes, the dot lot is here in full speed today. We have Shauna, who, I have to preface, did the incredible artwork that you saw in the intro video, and that has been going out over the last few days. So, super huge thanks to you, not just for being here to roll dice and tell stories, but for the just amazing artwork. So, please, Shauna, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Jess.
Hi, I'm Shauna, Flying Cirrus on Twitter. I am playing Jessamine, Jess Hana. She is a protection and healing witch, but her calling is broom sports, and she is also a half werewolf.
That she is. An important detail that I don't think is going to go unnoticed this game. I don't think can go unnoticed anymore.
Yeah, I think she's like full. She doesn't like pretend to be human, and she's like her half werewolf thing. Considering she turned into a wolf last time.
She did in front of everybody, nonetheless.
Yes.
So we'll see if there were repercussions for such actions, or which don't have to be a bad thing. Repercussions don't have to be bad. Awesome. Now over to somebody that is not new to this channel, but is new to this game, and I am so very excited to have Kika joining us for this campaign. Hey, Kika.
Hey, I'm Kika on Twitter. I am playing the witch Elizabeth de Tass, who has the Sorcerer's Clique and uses mostly time and space magic with a good bit of mentalism in the mix there, and a little bit of conjuration and protection to matter things out, but her main focus is in spell breaking. She is half witch, half immortal, but her immortal side didn't really set in, and that was to everyone's surprise because she's also a trans girl. And she also has a fascination in ethical theory when it comes to magic use.
Which I think is also going to be a very interesting thing, considering the fact that these other four witches got a bit caught up in some ethic debauchery. Yeah. So we're going to see how that goes this time around, and the repercussion of that may be, in fact, Elizabeth joining the crew to make sure that you guys stay on point. And somebody that is rejoining us again, our favorite, not only cook and chef, who has put out, if I'm correct, I'll let you tell it. You know what? You tell it, because I'm going to botch it. I'm just totally going to botch it. Like, I'm the person that just ate ramen noodles for dinner, so I don't feel like I can do any justice to introducing you. So welcome, Gluttonous Geek, back to the channel.
Hi, my name is Catherine Barsonistas, and I run the geeky food blog, The Gluttonous Geek. I also have a Twitch channel, The Gluttonous Geek, where I do kind of tabletop-inspired food, if you want to check that out. But yes, for Witch Girls game, I decided to make a pie that kind of represents where we came from last season with the purple roses. So yeah, we're calling it Sisterhood Pie. It's made out of apples, and kind of a mix of cherries and blackberry filling with rose water. So it's got a little bit of illusion magic there. It tastes like roses a little bit.
Yum.
But yeah, if you want to check that out, just go to thegluttonousgeek.com. That should be the first post on there. But beyond that, I am playing Loretta Maytree. She is a conjuration witch, mainly, that was born and raised in an imaginary world modeled after pretty much every 1950s sitcom that is out there. And she, as of the last season, she's been brought into the real world with the death of her mother. And now, after the events of the Yule Cotillion, she just kind of wants to find out what the actual truth is beyond her mother's past. So she's been studying divination magic hardcore to try to find the true colors of a world that was previously to her in black and white.
Oh, how poetic. And very apropos. And I'm excited to see what a summer out has done for Loretta. Has it given her any perspective or, I don't know, new acclimation to the real world? And back with us again, another face that is definitely not new to this channel, but is a very supportive one. And I want to put out there right now that as Eris introduced herself, I'm going to be dropping a link because Eris does awesome stuff, and you can get a discount for simply being part of the dot lot to some of her awesome stuff, which she's now going to tell you about because she's Eris.
I'm going to tell you about it horribly, though, because I'm bad at talking about myself. I'm Eris Savad. Right now you can find me on Twitter as Terror Muffins because there's a whole thing. So, but normally you can find me just about everywhere at Eris Savad, just like Nightbot said. And I make a bunch of dice bags and trays and stuff. But I also play a lot of RPGs. Tonight I am playing Raven Callahan, who may have gotten in trouble for buying illegal substances.
Sticky illegal substances, if I remember correctly.
What?
I said sticky illegal substances, if I remember correctly.
Well, you know, sticky fingers and all. Anyways, yeah, so she is an insider. Also kind of getting into a little bit of Zoomer magic. She is an alteration witch who also kind of dabbles in elementalism and protection. But she's a jinx, so she's at pretty much a negative for almost anything she does. But everybody around her has an extra little bonus because she's around, so there's that.
Oh god, I love it.
She is obsessed with flying. She has a Vespa, which is magically enhanced to fly, and she's been working on that during the summer. She was also given a broom by the headmistress after she came clean about said sticky illegal bun.
Yeah.
Those bumbleberry buns, man. I'll never forget the bumbleberry buns.
Oh, I've set such a precedence for sticky buns in the world.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Awesome. Well, Yeah, I don't even know where to begin, other than first I want to say a big special thank you to my Patreon supporters. This campaign has been made possible entirely by the support of my Patreon. So if you are a Patreon supporter, give yourself a pat on the back, because look at all these smiling faces. Hopefully yours is also smiling. We are so excited to be here. And if you want to continue to see content like this, indie games being played, and incredible RPers paid, help support by clicking on that link right there. That'll take you to the Patreon so that you can do that. I am excited to say that also thanks to Patreon, not only did we get art, not only did we get a killer intro video, but we are also able to pay all these beautiful ladies here at the table. So just know that all of that support makes things possible. So continue to support. Another way you can support during today's game, something that's a little bit more specific to the game. At the bottom there, it's kind of small, but it won't be when we start to fill it, is a bar, and it says the drama bar. Now, as high schoolers are wont to be, drama seems to follow the teenage existence, and that is definitely the case here on this channel and for Witch Girl Adventures. So if you want to see drama happen faster, all you need to do is donate. Not bits, but actual donations via the link. I'm going to drop a donate link here. You can click on that, and it will... Oh, nope, I changed it. It's now support. I'm sorry. You can click that link right there, make a donation for whatever your choosing is, and the drama bar will begin to fill. When it hits the end, drama ensues. And then it resets, because that's actually the trajectory of drama. Like, you get rid of it, and then by the time you're rid of it, the drama bar refills again. So help keep drama flowing here for the Witch Girls campaign, and make donations throughout. You'll be able to do that for every game moving forward. Now, for those of you that are new to Witch Girl Adventures, don't fret. We're going to walk you through it. This is a great indie tabletop game that I absolutely adore. I finally got a hard copy book. And I've loved it since the moment I read it, and I knew that I wanted to play it. So, back in November, I got kind of bold, and I asked 6 ladies to playtest the material with me. We did a mini campaign, we're going to call it, a prequel to this campaign. And that prequel, quite a bit of important things happened. Most importantly, though, was that our very own sister, our very own witch, allowed something to happen. She sided and helped a group of witches in the attempt to raise Kanaida and bring her forth from the dark dimension to reign again here on our world. Is the long and short of that. 4 of the witches that you see before you were there for the event and attempts to help stop them. Unfortunately, the Yule Cotillion was, in fact, ended and stopped prematurely, but the year continued. And summer came, and we're going to pick up actually after everybody has come back from summer. And see what has happened after and in the wake of this. Now, the world of Witch Girls is vast. The lore is deep. And more importantly, it's pretty well known throughout the witch world that Akanaida's existence, the last time that she walked this earth, brought about the Dark Ages. A time where there was nothing flourishing. A time where there was no art, where there was no literature, where disease and plague reigned free, and the general populace began to die away. Once she was put into and bound to another dimension, where she has set since then, the witch world has been able to acclimate a little better. They lived in tandem, actually, with the mundane existence for quite a while, until the Second World War, when one specific mundane decided to use occult practices to bring about one of the largest wars the world's ever seen. And the Witches' World Council made a decision to wipe the memory of all mundanes entirely of the supernatural existence. And since the Second World War, the end of the Second World War, witches, other kin, immortals, have all lived in hiding from the mundane existence, afraid of what it may mean to allow mundanes, especially in today's society with as much technology and knowledge that we have, to even have access to occult practices as such as what we do. So it is of the utmost importance that witches are trained, are learned, and understand the ethical side of their existence. So our scene opens up. Each of you are either dropped off at Willow Mistt Academy, a very quaint, kind of northern-style boarding school. It has a very large green and very lush campus. Unlike last time, covered in a white powdery snow, now the grass is green, the flowers bloom. You can smell the greenhouse even a mile away, it feels like. Everything here is lush, and the damage that many of you remember at the end of last year has gone away. The main hall, where food is provided and assemblies are held for Willow Mistt Academy, has been renovated. It has a new facade, white marble, no longer split down the middle. The stoop leads up and into a much larger hall now, with a small stage and obviously tables and chairs, enough to seat all of you. So what I'm going to do is start actually at the assembly. You each know that you cannot start a new year without the greeting of your headmistress. And as a new witch to Willow Mistt, it will become something you're accustomed to, as the headmistress here, Willow Mistt, is extremely transparent and runs her school, instead of with an iron fist, with an air of understanding and competence with the students here at Willow Mistt. And as you all gather, some faces familiar, many witches have graduated, some you don't see anymore, including that of Lucinda Nightbane, who has been rumored to have been put into protective services by the Witches' World Council after she was almost sacrificed. Yeah, the halls kind of bustle. Teachers greet one another. All the same teachers that you've seen before. No new ones there for you. But the student body does seem less, as if not quite as full as last time. Maybe not as many girls came in, or there's been, I don't know, specific need to cut down on the student body. But the kind of hubbub and bustle comes to a close as the headmistress takes the stage. Miss Willow Mistt wears, instead of her usual red cloak, which you know her to wear for the winter months, she adorns a very beautiful white and gold dress, along with a black hat, and her long blonde hair kind of tumbles out from underneath it. She doesn't look a day over 30. Though it is well known that she hit her prime in the middle of the American Revolution. And she kind of takes the stage, and it very quickly simmers down, and she simply addresses all of you in a very warm and welcoming way. Welcome home, witches. I hope that you have all had an incredible summer. I hope it was fruitful, and that you each took some time to meditate on last year's events and activities. If you are new to Willow Mistt, I welcome you as your headmistress. I am Willow Mistt, and this is my faculty, and she gestures down the stage as a line of teachers sit in chairs. And she says, I will make this brief, but I would be dismissed if I did not, 1, prepare our new witches for their first year, and 2, did not open the floor for questions. Many of you left last year confused and silenced by the events that happened during our Yule Cotillion. It is no secret that one of our own conspired against us and allowed dark events to take place here, at the danger of all of you. Each of you should have a handbook. In that handbook are the rules for Willow Mistt. After last year's events, I have been asked by the Witches' World Council to become stricter on those. And for both my sake and yours, this will be the case this year. So I encourage you, know those rules, because I cannot be as lenient as I once was. Now I would like to open the floor for questions, comments, concerns. No? There's like a... Yes, Percy.
Okay, sorry, I was muted.
Yes.
Percy awkwardly holds her hand up. Have you had any word about Morwen?
There are a few gasps from some of the girls, as her name has yet to be spoken. Miss Aurora Mistt, of course, swallows that, with great, basically for what it is. And she says, in fact, no, I have not heard from her. Neither has any of the Witches' Council. Morwen's disappearance, unfortunately, has solidified a level of guilt that the Witches' World Council is not ready to face yet. There are many unanswered questions, including who she was working with, why she did not tell anyone, and more importantly, what their plans are next. I unfortunately cannot answer for you whether or not she is well. As all of you will learn as you grow and educate yourselves here at Willow Mistt, as a witch, the choices that you make are important and impactful. Your sister made a choice, and she will have to come to terms with the repercussions.
You can see Percy just kind of slumps down in her chair a little, because she was really hoping that they had heard something.
Any other questions? No. Oh, wait. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. A new student. Elizabeth.
I have a question on the rules. It says that we are not allowed to fly or teleport in the halls, but are we allowed to go outside first to get across campus via magical means? And then maybe climb inside?
Yes, Elizabeth. Teleporting and broom riding on campus is allowed, but not inside of buildings, if that is a clear answer for you. How you get to your classes is up to you, as long as you are there on time.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? There's a small hand of another witch in the back. Yes, and she simply says, Miss Aurora Mistt, I heard that, that no witches are safe anymore. Now, that seems a bit unreasonable, don't you think? Did we not all make it through summer? Did we all not travel here? Fine. Another lesson you will learn as you get older is to trust the Witches' World Council. It is all we have. And they are significantly more educated and more in tune than any mundane council is. They are working day and night to keep us protected. And though you may not be able to always see their actions, they are always thinking about all the witches and the mundanes to keep their best interests at heart. If you ever feel unsafe, you know where my office is. In addition to this, each of you, along with your handbooks, have been provided a special item. Identical. Each one of you will get one. It is a whistle. This whistle is to only be blown in extreme emergencies. And I don't mean, oh, I don't have clean socks, or I forgot to study for my exam. I mean emergencies. If you see suspicious activity, if you witness a dark happening, or you ever feel endangered by something that you cannot handle yourself, and I don't mean drama, you are to blow that whistle, and myself, as well as the rest of the faculty, will be there to take care of you. Wonderful. If there are no other questions, you can each check the pocket of your skirt that you currently have on. You will find your individual schedules as well as room assignments. Your luggage and things have already been delivered. You have about an hour and a half to settle yourself. You are all dismissed.
Percy. Percy instantly opens her folder and is looking over her schedule and her room assignment.
Raven turns to Percy because I assume that they probably walked in together.
Yes.
And she says, that new girl, I really like her. She was getting really technical about how she could get around the rule. You saw that, right?
It was great. She had the audacity to ask Aurora Mistt that. That's amazing. I think we definitely need to befriend her.
Yes. Oh, what's your schedule? Oh.
You have all been assigned to the room C15.
Would that would be a new room from what we had last year, or would it be the same room as
Correct. It is a new room. You do not have the same room.
Okay. Oh, well, maybe we should go check out our room and unpack first, and then we can track the new girl down and say hi.
Yeah. I really hope we're closer to the bathrooms this time.
Oh, yeah. That was rough last year. And does the room assignment say who our roomies are, or does it just give us the number?
It just gives you your number.
Okay.
When you compare with your other three sisters here, you guys all share the same room, and Elizabeth, when you pull yours, it also says C15 on it.
Has Loretta has she already been living in this room during the summer? Or?
No, you guys were living in a secondary house that was housing about the 12 or so girls that don't go home for the summer. It's basically like 2 cabins is almost what it is, that are off-site. They're kind of like near the groundskeeper. This is the actual dormitory.
Okay.
Elizabeth is just going to go outside and then teleport to where the room is.
Yep. Do you want to go outside the window, or are you wanting to teleport into the space?
Well, she was told she was not allowed to teleport inside, so she's teleporting outside the window, and then she's going to climb in the window.
Yep. It is a nice warm summer month, so most of the windows are already open. You right next to the window, you're able to kind of grab the ledge and pull yourself in. Entering a mostly empty room, there are 5 beds set up at the point of stars, basically, of the pentagram. Each of you have a chest, a desk, as well as a small, very small, like, dresser drawers. And you're the first one here. Your items are stacked with a bunch of other items in the center of the room.
Yeah, she's just gonna pick, like, the northmost bed and just start setting up. She, like, sets up a little perch on her nightstand, and then, like, she reaches into her bag and pulls out this, like, crow who squawks and, like, flaps a bit.
Does this crow have a name?
Yeah, she says, "Calm down, Prince Vax. It's fine, we're here."
Aw. Sure enough, your perch is perfect, and you're able to...
And he just hops and flies over to the perch and lands on it, and just gives, like, ruffles up his feathers and gives, like, an agitated squawk.
I love it. And just in time, probably. I'm guessing the 4 of you probably convene and head over together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would assume that Percy and Raven would have located Loretta and Jess and all compared, like, assignments.
Same room.
Yes!
Perfect. Oh, I wonder who else is in our room, because there's
only
There's
4 of us.
more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cookies? She conjures up cookies.
Yes, please. Raven takes 3.
She conjures up 3 more.
And as you guys are passing out cookies, you say, I wonder who else is in the room. You squeak the door open, and we see Elizabeth standing there. You want to maybe give us a visual of what Elizabeth looks like?
So she's probably in her school uniform, so she's wearing a vest, a button-up skirt, and her big, thick red scarf with her overly large hat. She seems to be about 12, 13 years old with shaggy, kind of short, rough-cut brown hair. And I think she probably cast double time on herself to unpack faster, so she's moving much faster than a normal witch should be moving right now.
Very nice.
She probably hears a little scritch behind her as Mr. Whiskers starts trying to prowl. Like the kid, like Loretta's giant brown tabby cat starts kind of curiously approaching the perch where the bird is, kind of making little trill sounds and not being stealthy whatsoever.
Look, Percy, we found the new girl. Hi, I'm Raven. Nice to meet you. And she immediately puts out her hand, and she's just extremely, she's got the most golden blonde hair you've ever seen. It looks almost unnatural. And bright green eyes and a big wide smile. She's kind of tall and lanky, but she's wearing her normal uniform all proper, and she's got a nice red hat on as well. Her long fingers are held out in front of you to take your hand.
Yeah, she stops what she's doing, turns around so fast that her hat stays still as she turns, and quickly shakes your hand like, hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm Percy. And Percy walks up right behind Raven and sticks her hand out as well. Like, over Raven.
Oh, hello, new person. My name's Loretta. Would you like some cookies? I just conjured up some. She looks, well, kind of like her picture, you know, reddish brown hair, and totally looks like she stepped out of the movie Pleasantville or something. Still kind of like in a very retro style uniform, with a tiny little purple rose enamel pin on her lapel, but holding out a plate of chocolate bat cookies. She goes, maybe you don't like cookies. Maybe you like pie. I've been looking on this this internet thing recently, and I found apple pie. Here, she conjures up an apple pie. It's got bacon on it. I heard that everything's better with bacon. Would you like some?
I think we should unpack first.
Oh, wait, I'll just sit over here on the table.
Yes, just some. They're very good. But, yeah, hey. New girl.
Hi.
Jess, hey.
Elizabeth.
Good morning. Also, one thing, yeah. So Jess has a, she's way more casual than the rest. She has her athletic, like, windbreaker over her, her school uniform. Kind of, like, running tights under her. Doesn't wear a hat, has a bandana. Pink hair, and just kind of, yeah, half werewolf, has just, like, this giant smile with her teeth. And she has a broom like, over one shoulder. It's like, awesome raven you have there.
He's a crow.
Crow, yes.
You can tell from the slightly smaller size and also the different tail shape. Yeah, ravens have more like a diamondish tail shape, whereas his tail shape is more rounded. And you can also tell from the skull structure, but that's a little harder to spot right away. Hi.
Hi. And Jess just also looks at the crow and just says, "I'm sorry." And she can speak directly to him because she's a half werewolf girl.
Mr. Whiskers is looking up at the perch, just kind of purring.
Prince
Just a little bit at it.
Prince Vex sort of like just cocks his head and then flies down behind the cat and
runs behind the bed to hide away because he's afraid of everything.
Does your crow have a name?
Yeah, he's Prince Vex.
Oh, Percy walks over. It's very nice to meet you, Prince Vex.
Prince Vex, like, flaps his wings really hard and squawks loudly.
Well, that was Mr. Whiskers over there. He's very friendly, but I'm scared.
Prince Vex isn't very friendly, and he likes to play tricks on people.
Oh,
So
okay.
I would suggest keeping anything shiny that you have, like, in boxes that are preferably locked, because he's very smart.
Loretta clutches her pearls.
Well, that's very good to know. I think this year is going to be a lot of fun.
I guess it's better than trying to learn to fight monsters with swords and things.
Oh,
Oh. Did you used to have to fight monsters with swords and things?
I transferred from Chiron Academy.
oh.
My
What's that?
dad's
Yeah.
immortal, and that's a school for mostly immortals, and so a lot of that has to do with fighting things.
That makes sense.
So,
Well, welcome to Willow Mistt.
as you say that, the drama bar fills. Because it did. Which means drama will ensue. And, most interesting is that the room you used to have, being kind of the outcast of the school, used to be at the end. All the way at the very end. You guys had the corner room. You guys are now in the middle of the hallway. You don't have quite as much privacy. In fact, this was Princess Lucinda Nightbane's room, along with her sisters. And you are much closer to the bathrooms, but you're also much closer to everything else. To all the other witches. The hallway is, like, bustling. And as you guys sit and have your niceties, we'll call them, with one another, you hear a rap, rap, rap at the door with somebody's knuckles. And a blonde-haired student leans there. She, like, kind of probs, as if she's watching and judging all of you.
Yes.
This, of course,
What do you
is
think?
Ashley White. This would be Lucinda Nightbane's best girl.
Oh God.
Can we help you, Ashley?
I don't know. Can you?
I can conjure up some more cookies. Would you like one?
Nobody wants your cookies.
They wanted them.
Well, of course they did.
Are you here just to be mean?
She,
Basically.
she stops and thinks about that for a second. Like, maybe. But I did come by.
That's a waste of my time and your time, so you should probably go do something more productive.
Ooh, Elizabeth nailed it right on the head.
Who's the new toadstool?
What's it to you?
I mean, I'm just wondering how the five of you managed to slither your way into the best room on the hallway. Especially since you all had something to do with the activities last year.
I may not be entirely up to date with various magical creatures' anatomy, but toadstools don't normally slither, do they?
Well, only if you're Ashley.
Oh, understood.
I would have to assume that if I got the... Oh, sorry, my mic is messing up.
Oh. Oh.
Well, me, I will fix this.
Oh, you're good. I can hear you if it means anything. We can still pick you up.
Elizabeth says, I would have to assume that if I got the best room, it was probably because I am a published ethicist and I probably don't need to be here.
You write books?
Well, I mean, I assume that would be more impressive to people that actually can read.
I can...
You know, it's funny because this book is exactly like the cover looks.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna, like, go.
That's That's a good idea. And Raven kind of like pushes her out very gently and shuts.
But
the
you should
door
know
in her
I'm
face.
watching you. She says as like the door like slams in her face. She's clearly not near as put together as Lucinda Nightbane was, and definitely not near as fierce though she's trying to be. She's simply filling Regina Spektor's like shoes. Right? She's like yeah. Not Regina Spektor, Regina George. Regina Spektor is somebody totally different. Yeah.
Best room in the building. I don't think so. I can still hear her muttering outside angrily.
Well,
it's nice to make new friends, even though we've been here for a while. But it was nice being quiet last year. I mean,
Yeah.
we had our own little cozy sort of home, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
we could just make this our new home.
Sounds great to me. Oh, Elizabeth, is there anything you like in particular for breakfast? I usually make up bacon and eggs, but I can make up pretty much anything.
Cream of wheat.
Okay.
Oh.
I have not had that in a long time. Do you prefer it with cheese or butter or brown sugar?
Just plain.
Okay, I can do that. As you see her eyelid twitching a little bit just to hear that someone wants something just plain.
You make your notes.
Percy started unpacking.
Yeah, you guys managed to unpack and begin getting your things settled. Time passes. You can hear the bustle in the hallways, girls squealing. It does seem like today's bell is going to... well, I guess it's Sunday, so it will be tomorrow's bell that will ring. But yeah, you guys seem to kind of be left. And it's about this time, all of you pick up on the hallway getting a little quiet. As it seems like something may be happening. It gets somewhat silenced. If you have seem to be a very astute individual, you might pick up on it. And you guys hear at your door.
Percy will answer the door.
When you do, it is your headmaster. Willow Mistt. She stands in your doorway. Girls all up and down the hallway like lean out and look, though it is silent. It is very much unlike her to walk the hallways, especially the dormitories, but she usually does it once or twice a year. The very first day, and in this case, yeah, that's today. But instead of just simply walking, she has stopped, and she looks down at you and she says, "Percy, may I come in?"
Certainly. And she kind of awkwardly steps back and like waves her hand to let her through.
She looks behind her at all the girls in the hallways, as she notices that they're all watching, and she says, "Back to what you're doing." And they all like, oh, and like scudder. And she closes the door behind her. She comes in and takes a seat, and she says, "I'm so sorry to interrupt your unpacking. I know this is an important time, especially since you have a new sister," gesturing to Elizabeth.
Raven, who was unpacking under the desk, hearing her voice, tries to stand up and just hits her head on the back of the desk. So you just hear,
Oh, ow! Oh,
Are you okay?
yeah, I'm fine. And she stands up very quickly.
Careful, Raven.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, of course, Elizabeth.
Am I allowed to use magic to make the room bigger, but just on the inside?
This has been done before. It is not encouraged, but if you feel you need more space, I don't see why not.
Excellent.
She says, as long as you don't bring anything strange into my school, and nothing manifests with the expansion, I guess that should be fine.
Theoretically, it shouldn't.
She says, but you and I both know how theories work.
They need to be tested.
Correct. So when you test it and find an answer, you let me know. And she kind of chuckles. I have come to all of you specifically because I feel I owe you an apology.
About what?
Well, I owe you all an apology for last year. When
I wasn't here last year.
This is true, but you are here for a very specific reason, Elizabeth. And after last year's events, the Witches' World Council stripped me of much of my power over things outside of Willow Mistt. They believed that I had not taken care of my home well enough, or this would not have happened. I should have taken more drastic action when you all came to me with the sticky bun. And she looks right at Raven. I did not. It should have been a red flag that I needed to take these events to higher powers, and I did not. And I am paying the price for this. As well I should. But I feel like I have done you all a disservice. I took Morrowind in because I have a soft spot for witches that need a place. And she unfortunately was taught by a dark witch, and I should have known that a witch embedded with hundreds of years of theory and beliefs may not be amenable to change. The Witches' World Council believes that the four of you have great promise. Unlike the other witches who ran, who hid, the four of you stepped up against powers and beings that you could not possibly have understood. And in that you proved yourself. They are wary of you, but I am proud of you. So, I asked them for a favor, to gift you all with something. To be able to give you that gift, I also had to bring Elizabeth along. You see, Elizabeth, as you may have found out, has a bit of a taste for ethics. Something I think the four of you need more of. You need somebody to watch out for you, and to let you know when you may be taking things too far. That being said, I am requiring all of you to begin a Hex Scout Club here at Willow Mistt. You look all very confused. Except
Hex
for
Scouts?
Yes, Hex
Is that
Scouts.
like brownies?
Similar. Hex Scouts are how you might say the witches' version of Girl Scouts.
Oh.
Willow Mistt has not had a Hex Scout troop in a very long time, though my interest does not lie in you gaining patches and doing good deeds. I requested of the Witches' World Council to be able to put you all to task. To special task. Secret task. Missions, you might be able to call them. They're going to try you. They may send you all over the known universe. But you will become my eyes and my ears. Inside of the school and outside of it. But that is a very large burden to bear. Oh! Thank you for the raid. It's a very large burden to bear. And more importantly, it must be kept a secret. So you are going to hide behind the guise of Hex Scouts. But you will actually be doing the will of myself and the Witches' World Council. Do you understand?
Yes.
Think so?
Yes, Elizabeth.
Oh.
So we'll be lying to people?
You will be keeping your true purpose incognito. If you would like to put the term lying on it, you are welcome to. Yes, you may have to lie. And yes, you're going to be tasked with things that may be out of your purview. New things. But I will tell you this. A secret group of witches such as this have existed throughout witch history. In fact, Loretta, your mother was one. A great Hex Scout, which is what led her to hold a place in the Coven of 13. This may not mean much to you now, but it will. It also means that you have a valid excuse for missing class. I look at Jess. But it does not mean your grades can slip.
I know, yes. We've been through this all summer.
All summer. You did well. And you were focused. And I fear putting too much on your plate to take you from those studies. But I have a feeling that with Elizabeth in our midst, and with Percy's persistence, you will manage.
One question, is this gonna interfere with team sports at all? Our practices and stuff?
It will.
Oh.
Occasionally. But it will make you a better sportswoman. A better broom racer and flyer. She looks over and to Raven. And more importantly, it is a very important step and a honor that has not been graced with any other witches at the school. Yes, Elizabeth.
If I'm going to be basically tutoring them in ethics, will I be given any compensation for my time and efforts?
She laughs. Yes, in fact, you will. Loretta, as much as I know you love the diner, your time there is over. You will no longer need to pay for your way here at the diner, as long as you serve the Hex Scouts well.
Out of character, is Billy still working at the diner at this point?
He worked all summer till he told you he was going to a new school. So at the end of summer, he left for his new school.
She's very sad. Except, still working at the diner still kind of made her sad because he wasn't there.
Yeah, he was there for most of the summer, but yeah, near the end he left because he had to go off to this new school. But that's about all, he didn't tell you much about it, but obviously he did reveal to you that he's not just any mundane boy, he's an immortal.
And looks very good when he's
wiping down countertops.
Spear and shield.
And she looks over to Elizabeth and she says, but more to the larger point, all of you will be compensated. You will receive an additional allowance, and on top of this, the additional experience outside of the classroom. To be a Hex Scout. She kind of puts it in quotations because obviously not like Hex Scout, but like this secret Hex Scout, is an honor. Because what it means for all of you is it is setting you up for great success in the future. Many, many Hex Scouts have gone on to be part of the Coven of 13, to work for the Magistrate. I myself was a Hex Scout. Some of them even now sit on the Witches' World Council. So I will leave you to think about this. To continue to maintain a indiscreet nature, I will not be giving you your assignments directly. If you need me, I'm simply your headmistress. My new assistant will drop off any assignments that you need. I believe you've met her already.
Really?
Yes, Jess. Some witches need guidance. And some of them need to be watched more thoroughly. Wouldn't you agree?
But do we have to?
She says, I know it is difficult, but after the events with Lucinda Nightbane, her best friend was quite distraught. And once we had to put her best friend in and under care, she's a bit lost. I'm attempting to help give her purpose. And maybe teach her some humility while we're at it. But that's between us.
Miss Aurora Mistt, when are we starting the Hex Scouts Club thing?
Good question, Percy. To maintain appearances, you will have to fill out all correct paperwork and pose as pretty legitimate Hex Scouts. This means that you will need to earn charms.
Oh, okay. sounds kind of fun.
Sure. She reaches into the kind of like robe she's wearing, and she pulls out a book, and she sets it on the table, and she says, "Here, I know more reading, but this is your Hex Scout's guide. To be an official Hex Scout group and to keep eyes off of the things that we are doing, I am going to request that each of you earn your charms. 3 of them, in fact. Yes, it is undesirable, but it is necessary. So take your time. Look through it. Yes, Loretta."
May I speak with you in private?
Well, of course.
Please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions from you? I must get back to my chambers. Begin prepping for tomorrow's classes.
No, thank you.
I think we're set.
Wonderful. Loretta, would you like to step out into the hallway?
Certainly.
Ladies, I'm proud of you. And know that I do have your backs, as difficult as all this may seem. I will take your blank stares as approval. Come, Loretta.
Thank you.
And she simply leaves you out and clicks the door, and she says, "What can I do for you?"
Well, you said that my mother was very involved in the Hex Scouts, and, well, you see, all I really have had to ever go off of my mother is what I grew up with, and the picture that you showed me last winter. Is there anything of hers or any information that, especially with the Hex Scouts, I mean, there's this assignment that you're giving us, and maybe I would like to know more.
This is a valid request. Your mother has quite a history with the Witches' World Council and her time here and in her studies. Some things are a bit more than I can simply put into words, but I will give you this. If you're ever on the south end of the dormitories, there is a trophy room. It has many old items in it that don't adorn the walls here at Willow Mistt anymore. Maybe you'll find what you're looking for there.
Thank you.
And I will see what I can scrounge up for you and the girls that may be beneficial.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, please tend to your sisters and get settled. Tomorrow is a new day as a second-year witch.
Certainly. And, ice cream sundae?
Oh, thank you very much. And she kind of takes it like, sure. She kind of walks down the hall with it, not necessarily eating it, but as if she's going to take it back to enjoy it. And she turns back and she says, "Remember, I'm always around and always watching." She kind of mutters under her breath as she continues down the hallway. Girls pop their heads out to watch her, like, exit back towards the other end of this building.
Basically, after she closed the door outside with Loretta, Raven turned to Elizabeth and said, "Exactly how big can you make our room? Can you, like, make it bubble out on top so we have room to fly?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done a whole room before, but I was hoping to experiment. I know I can make like a box a lot bigger on the inside. Like I could make something at least 25 by 25 feet, at least 500% larger on the inside. So
I didn't follow the numbers, but that sounds awesome.
That sounds so cool. It's like my bag, but like our whole room.
Yes.
yes, it's the same magical principles as the bag.
Can you do that? Like, what do you need to prep for that? How do we make our room bigger?
Yes.
Should we just, like, start with the drawers? And you can, like, work up
I
to...
think
bigger things.
Yes.
And then by the end of the year, we can just have an entire stadium in here.
Also, Elizabeth, just so you know, when I leave in the middle of the night or go out, that's Hex Witch business, by the way.
I think you're lying to me.
Do you want to try to make the room larger, Elizabeth?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you have a spell for this, or would you like to just try to conjure, like, just make it happen without a specific spell?
Bigger on the inside is a spell.
Great! Bigger on the inside. Is that a... What is that? That's a...
Time and space
Time and
spell.
space. It is time and space. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get our first roll of the night to see if Elizabeth can do it. So this is how rolling works. Each witch has a magic die. So you're going to start by rolling your magic die. You will add your magic rank in time and space, which is probably somewhere between like 2 and 7, depending upon where you put your...
4.
4, perfect. So you'll roll whatever your magic die is, plus 4 for it being time and space. And then if you have any bonuses to casting, which is a skill, you can add that as well.
Okay, so... Will be plus 6.
Let's see.
11 total?
Ooh, 11. That's pretty good. Okay. So in Witch Girls, because the dives vary, the average roll will be between usually 4 and 15, give or take. Anything over 15 is like extremely great. But an 11's pretty darn good. It takes you some time, but being a level 4 time or having a level 4 rank in time and space helps you out a lot. What does it look like as you cast this and expand the room, Elizabeth?
It probably looks absurdly dopey, like she's just waving her wand, like, in different directions, and, like, pink sparkles, like, flitter out. And occasionally, like, Prince Vex will, like, come over and try to, like, take her wand from her, and she has to, like, shoo him off.
So
while this is happening, Percy just leans over to Raven and goes, "I don't know if it's working, but I like the sparkles."
It's really pretty, but I'm trying to concentrate. Was that a... No, it wasn't.
Mr. Whiskers is hiding under a pillow and batting at the covers, like trying to make it all go away.
Yeah, Jess is just laying on her bed with the manual on her face. It's like, I thought we weren't in trouble. I just can't survive this.
And with a very successful roll, Elizabeth does her kind of derpy cast. And at first, to the naked eye, you don't know that it's actually getting larger. But by the time she's done, the room has definitely expanded. The beds that were touching a wall now are 7 or 8 feet off from it. It almost happened with you guys sitting there. Your furniture and all of your things are now in the center of a giant hexagonal room that has, I would say, probably doubled, if not tripled in size.
As Raven realizes this, the smile gets wider and wider on her face, and she almost starts, like, vibrating with excitement. She immediately shoots over to her broom and takes off.
Oh, shoot. Like, Jess, I think, notices, and Jess is going to cast a protection spell on her.
Oh, cute!
You know, she has seen this way too many times.
All right, so let's get a broom riding roll to see how well you do.
I think
Raven does. And we'll go ahead and let you put the protection spell on her. So you're like, oh no, here she goes. Boop.
Yeah, harm ward, so it gives 1 reflex, and she ignores a point of damage.
All right, cool. Great.
So
what does that do? It basically blocks us out your jinx, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you'll just make the flat roll. Let's see how she does. Oh, a 4. So 5 total. Not terrible. It is, you're used to having a little bit of a running start, of being able to take a little bit of a running start.
She's not the best at flying, so...
And this is much shorter than you think. So when you shoot off, there's that moment where you, like, have to hang a hard left before you bash into the wall because your runway is not quite as long as it usually is outside. But you kind of get the hang of it, and you're sputtering about in, obscure, like, circles, trying to, like, hang on. It's not pretty, but you're doing it. You're, like, circling around everybody's head.
Guys, look at this. This is great. I'm so excited. Can you make it a little bit bigger?
her body. You move with her body, and I'll go. You have a tighter turn.
Percy's like filming it because she's going to Snapchat it to her friend Sam.
It's definitely a first time. It's like, it feels a little first timer on the broom. It's a little wobbly. It's not very pretty. We get some like skirts flying up and those kinds of things, but she's circling the room. It's the perfect Snapchat, in fact.
Loretta then enters the room again. And, am I in the wrong? She faints.
Yeah, the whole room.
Oh.
No! Mr. Whiskers comes over and starts licking your face.
Yeah, Prince Vex flies over and tries to take the pearls.
I'm gonna shoot over Princess.
Sorry, what was that?
No, stop it! Get away! I'm like, Loretta, are you all right?
Raven attempts to land.
What just happened?
Oh,
Oh my goodness,
Elizabeth made us a bigger room.
I can see that.
It's already better. It's already better.
We could hang stars from the ceiling. I might like glow a little bit at night. That would be nice.
Yes.
I had to take a picture, and she pulls out a BlackBerry and
Getting better.
tries to aim it and tries to take a picture, but ends up taking some really badly aimed selfies instead.
Yep.
If someone has sticky stars or a way to make sticky stars, I can make them glow. Like, really bright all the time.
I have glue. So if you just need stars.
Yes, we'll need stars.
Oh, we're gonna need a bigger TV.
Yes.
And she conjures up an even larger rabbit ears television in the corner.
Loretta, can you make stars for us?
I think so.
Just
And
like
so
like paper ones.
Yeah.
Or if you can make them already attached to the ceiling, that'd be great too.
Oh, all
Come
right.
up there.
So she starts conjuring all these various paper and mirror-covered stars, just because, she has to make it all look pretty. Some of them are pink, and some of them are baby blue, and some of them are actually a really odd color of neon green, because she hasn't really quite figured out
Color yet?
those colors yet.
Yeah. It
And
takes
she's
some
kind of
time.
much to experiment. And there is a giant disco ball that's purple, because she likes purple.
Love it.
As soon as the stars get all put up, Percy again pulls out her cell phone and kind of aims it at them and starts kind of just like typing away. And if you look at the screen, it looks like code, like some kind of programming language. And she is using it to basically hack into those stars and make them glow. Because part of what she does as a coder click is that she can tap into the code basically of like the universe.
Yeah,
So she can
all
kind of-
digital type stuff. Let's see how well you do. I guess that would be it's not a specific spell, but you're trying to tap into it, so just your magic die, and if you have any kind of technology skill, you can just add that to it. Or your cybermancy, if you just have a cybermancy.
I can do cybermancy.
There you go, if that's better for you.
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop. Nice, a 9.
That was
Yeah,
9.
not too bad. You're kind of like click tapping away. They kind of flicker a little bit and flutter, but you manage to get in, no big deal. It's not your best thing, but you're also not necessarily casting any specific spell. You're just wanting to tap into the stars that are glowing in your room.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
She just wants them to kind of twinkle or just emit a glow.
Yeah, and they sure do. They look that high up on the ceiling, because the ceilings are relatively high. They look like actual stars.
That's super cool. You guys, we do have the best room.
Yeah, suck it, Ashley.
I have a feeling that's about to become the phrase of the week. Suck it, Ashley.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. That was great.
Wonderful.
Elizabeth is busy like fruitlessly trying to push her bed back up against the wall.
Here, I'll help you.
Feet are sliding.
Raven goes over to try to help.
Yeah, with the two of you, it's like there are all these heavy wooden bunks, but between the two of you, you can get the bed back up against the wall and move your furniture about, setting it up. Now you guys have significantly more space. The pentagram that's tiled into the floor seems significantly smaller than it once did. Used to touch the end of all your beds. Now there's 10 feet from each point to bed.
It's cool. It's a nice little centerpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can draw another one around it. I'm gonna like a double pentagram.
Ooh, I really like that.
It is big enough now, you can do that.
Are you good at drawing? I'm not good at drawing.
No.
Oh.
I'm good at writing.
Oh, I can help. I'm pretty okay at art.
Okay, well, do you want to make the bigger pentagram?
This is me always asking my friends who has the better handwriting. Yeah, go for it. You can make an art roll. If you want to just maybe do a larger pentagram on the floor, we'll get that one set up too.
Okay. I should type this correctly. Okay.
Ooh.
So a 6.
Hey, that's not too bad. It's obviously not as fine as the one that's like physically painted into the tiled floor, into the mosaic floor, but you managed to get a double one around it. What I will say is, now that your room has a double pentagram in it, any spells that are cast inside of your room or inside of this double pentagram, you all gain a +1.
Yay!
Nice.
It also acts as a slight ward, meaning that if you're in this room and somebody tries to act against you, they take a -1.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, suck my dust, Ashley. Yeah, so, the afternoon is kind of yours. Like I said, the last time we explored Willow Mistt's grounds, it was winter. Things are a little different. You can hear some of the girls outside. Brooms keep, like, whooshing past the window. Clearly, they are writing. But, there was... Hang on. I gotta remember her name. So I'll tell you the wrong person. Anything else you guys would like to do, in terms of prepping your own space? Oh my goodness, a Ribley Farr subscription! Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Just so you all know, when you subscribe, you get this sweet little dot face that you can just spread across the internet unshamefully. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Is this the one I was looking for? No, it's
So, Jess, can you keep helping me with broom writing again this year? Or do you need to focus on other stuff?
Oh, no, totally. We can get you on there. We can maybe have you try out for the team. You seem to help.
Do you think they'll actually let me try out this time?
We can try.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, we helped save the school, so surely they can let you try out for broom sports.
I do have my own broom this time, so they can't say that I'll break it. Because it's, mine.
Yep, clearly it's incredibly tough. But yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. You guys want to head outside and test out some brooms?
Yeah, let's go. I'll teach you how to take tiger turns so you don't hit the walls like last time.
All right. Yeah.
Do you have to wear like helmets or something?
Oops. No, I'm good. We're good.
Oh, oh.
I could, but no.
You do know there are helmets at the because for the actual competition itself, you guys are required to wear helmets or like and elbow pads and stuff. So you know that if you go over to the arena, there are helmets there that you could borrow if you're feeling that saucy. But the general rider doesn't really wear them because they don't have to. It's like Florida's motorcycle laws. You should wear a helmet, but you don't have to. So most people don't.
Percy is not going to ride brooms with them because she likes to be firmly on the ground. But she probably will go out, either wander around the school, or if there's any kind of like greenhouse or something, she might go check that out.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
check into the plants.
Yeah, we can basically take a stroll outside. What about Loretta and Elizabeth? Would you guys like to join them?
Well,
Sure.
Elizabeth doesn't know how to ride a broom.
Well, you have two people that are extremely interested in that, two witches, so they could probably teach you if you wanted to go give it a go. There are spare brooms, again, at the arena. It's
I'm
where you
not
guys have
sure
PE.
she's willing to admit that quite yet, so she's just gonna go on a walk.
Okay. Interesting, on a walk. And what about Loretta?
I think she's going to go on a walk. It's been a while since she's seen her sisters, so it's good for her to catch up.
Okay, so we all kind of head out. Raven and Jess, brooms in hand. Percy excited to go see a couple blooming plants. And Loretta and Elizabeth really just out for some fresh air. And you guys stroll out. Like I said, the lawn is green. Willow Mistt functions very much like any other boarding-style school. And here at Willow Mistt, you also have a few other great amenities. You have horse stables, the very infamous arena where broom riding takes place, as well as soccer, being the other sport of witches, is at the kind of backside. You also have a greenhouse and a small kind of pond in the area. So your options in terms of where and what you do are endless, needless to say. And then, of course, there's the actual building where classes are held. So who's up first? Do you guys want to just take off, or is anybody going with them over to ride brooms? Because if not, I'll split you guys.
And you
It
want to
might-
come?
I think it might just be Raven and Jess.
Great. Off
Broom
you
ride.
guys go. Let's get a broom riding check.
Yep. All right, just like leap out the window and just go. All right, let's see. Where am I? Broom. Okay.
And I believe that's a body die.
Body. Is that would that be considered like a agility based thing?
Yeah, I guess it technically could be. I want to think broom riding is an actual
Broom riding's a skill. Yeah.
Oh no, because like I have the hyper reflexes.
Oh, riding is not a reflex base. It's your body die. Reflexes would be more based on actual reaction to something going on
Okay.
or happening around you.
Still, all right.
Awesome. I got a 4.
Fantastic! I love it so much. That's not what I wanted. Let me pull up this example character sheet so I can call things, and I know what they're actually called. Okay. There we go. Yeah. See. Good times. A 4 and a 12. Well, Raven has a tough time getting going. Even though it's a D8. You didn't have anything to add to that, Eris?
No, well, I have broom riding is rank 1, but I also have my jinx.
Right, so it
it's
gets rid of it.
-1. So
Okay.
actually, Jess would have a +1
To that.
because of me.
Yeah, Jess, you're not sure if it's just you look good riding next to her, but you take off very adeptly, kind of off in the air, and you watch as, unfortunately, Raven has some issues. She can't quite get the broom off the ground. Every time she tries, it goes to drop, and her feet hit the ground. She gets that, like, waddle going again, like she's trying to get the run. And only after...
So bad that you're even better.
Yeah. I just will make sure she doesn't like lose you, so she'll like do like some like stuff where like she hangs off like with her like legs, just kind of hooks on there. But then she'll just kind of get back and kind of like make sure she like flies with Raven and just kind of like gives her like little tips on like how she's supposed to do that. Like
Yeah, you like loop around behind her and basically grab her by the scruff of her shirt and pull her up, and that's just enough to get like her and the broom off the ground. Again, it's kind of wobbly and out of control. And you talk her through it as the two of you kind of speed off. The camera.
So Jess is essentially Raven's training wheels.
yeah, but she does the thing where she'll kind of like you'll kind of go on your own, and then she'll kind of like pull you like that way, make sure you don't hit anything.
I love it.
All right. They take off. And as the camera pans like following the brooms up and over, we see Percy on foot, kind of headed towards the greenhouse, which is in full bloom. Loretta and Elizabeth, are you guys going with her, or are you guys off on your own little adventure?
I'm gonna go follow her.
Yeah! Want to see the greenhouse?
It's been a while.
Okay, cool. So you guys head out towards the greenhouse. It's not a very far walk, but when you get there, you realize how large the building actually is. It's beautiful. Dome-shaped building with, obviously, glass all over it. And standing out front are a few of your teachers. Let me make sure I get the right ones here. Your teachers are going to be... Nope. Okay, here we go. So out front is Nina Sanchez, who wears a kind of a cutoff shirt. You know that Nina teaches healing and herbalism, as well as general mathematics and mundane science. She herself is an outsider witch, and has been here for quite a while. She kind of adorns like a bandana and these long, dark braids. In addition, you've got... Let me make sure I get them all. I think actually that's it. Yeah, it's just her standing there. Oh, she speaks with Valerie Gray, who is a bit more of a mysterious teacher. She deals in protections and potions. You watch as Nina Sanchez passes off something to Valerie, Miss Valerie. Valerie notes each of you with kind of a resting snarl. And it's Nina that looks over and says, "Well, hi."
Oh, good morning.
Yes, hi. We were just going for a walk and thought we'd come see the greenhouse. Percy kind of quickly looks at Elizabeth and is like, Elizabeth here's new, so we were taking her on a tour.
Very nice. Kind of a bolsterous, big woman. She kind of, gives you a little nudge on the shoulder there, Percy. Very different demeanor than Miss Willow Mistt. And she says, "Well, come on in. The flowers are blooming, the vines are lush, and I watered everything this morning."
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Percy will walk on in.
Loretta, and she says, "And Elizabeth, it's nice to have you on campus. I look forward to seeing how your herbalism skills come into play."
I don't know anything about herbalism.
You don't yet, child, yet.
Okay, am I allowed to bring my pet with me?
Pet? You mean you're familiar?
Yes.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
She's like, "I would hope that it follows you everywhere."
She just lifts her hat and Prince of X is there on top of her head.
Yes. It's a raven or a crow?
Crow.
Crow, it is crow. A crow. Interesting. If it eats my plants, we may have a problem. But she leans in and kind of looks at Dead in these, beady black eyes. We're not gonna have a problem.
Oh, I'm sure you won't have any problem. Oh, Crow want a cracker?
Prince of X is hiding behind Elizabeth now.
Oh, sorry.
And she says,
"Cookie?"
"Oh, actually," Nina says, "Don't mind if I do." And she scoops it right out of your hand and crunches it, and she says, "I'm not concerned. Just don't make me break out the scarecrow." And she kind of walks off, crunching on this cookie as she kind of wanders away, leaving the three of you to explore the greenhouse.
Do the teachers here, do they go by Mr., Miss, or Professor? Just so I know.
Usually they'll kind of let you know. Most of them go by whatever their ladder name is. Miss Sanchez, Mr. I was gonna see, who else do I have? Most of these are ladies. I do have a Mr. on here. Yeah, Mr. Croft. You also have, the groundskeeper does not go by Mr. That's just Mo Twitch.
Perfect.
Is the groundskeeper. But yeah, they kind of tell you what they want to be called.
And as we start walking through the greenhouse, Percy's talking to Elizabeth. That was Miss Sanchez. So she does healing and herbalism. And as you can see, she's quite loud, but a lot of fun. So I'm sure you'll have fun in that class with us.
Okay.
Oh, it's not as intimidating as it looks. And as Percy says that, she kind of just touches a plant as they're going by, and without really thinking about it, casts green thumb, and so the plant just grows a little bit more.
And as this plant buds, you guys watch as it blooms into a purple, deep purple rose. And something happens. That purple rose starts a chain reaction that begins to set off more purple roses, and everything around you begins to bloom or change or shift, almost withering and then blooming again right before your eyes, leaving a uneasy feeling in the greenhouse.
Are they supposed to do that?
I was about to ask that.
No. Let's just hurry along. Percy kind of starts like pushing them farther.
Shouldn't we get the teacher?
I don't want to bother her. It's only the first day back. Let's go look over here.
But if she comes in and sees this has happened and knows that we are the last people to come in here, then she'll think that we did it.
Well,
Percy, there's a very good chance that she's going to know anyway, because, I mean, these roses are kind of purple. I mean, want to paint them white or red. I mean, they're kind of purple.
Percy, what seems most odd to you is most of these plants should not be blooming a rose.
I mean, I'm all for rosemary with rose, but rosemary doesn't usually bloom roses that are purple.
yes, you are correct about that. You know,
I could try to break
maybe
the
it's just
spell.
a coincidence.
Oh, you could?
Yeah, I could try to break the magic. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, most of my skills kind of just in growing versus reversing. If you think that'll work.
I'm a specialist. I can do this.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
She takes out her wand out of her sleeve and tries to do some spell breaking.
Yeah, we can try. You can definitely try to break whatever spell has maybe been set on this place. So again, roll it as your magic die plus whatever. I guess spell break. What is it? Hex breaking? Hexbreaker? What is it called? What is that? Let's see.
Spellbreaker.
Spellbreaker. Yeah, and then add your spellbreaker rank to that.
Yeah, my spellbreaking rank is pretty up there.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
15.
Wow. Well, so you have broke a fair share of spells in your time. It's your thing. And you set out about your task. Thank you, Gem Song. You set out about your task. In doing so, something happens. As you begin to break through, you start to hear a voice, Elizabeth, a sound. Somebody is attempting to communicate with you, which is not usual, as if you attempting to break it has awakened them or unsettled them. And you hear the voice of a woman. Please, help me.
Do we all hear it?
Only Elizabeth, as she attempts to break it. Says, please, no, don't go, don't, please, no, I need help, please! And as the spell collapses and breaks, everything in this room withers and dies, killing almost the entire greenhouse in about 45 seconds.
Not really,
Oh no!
I'm not really sure what was worse. Cookie?
What'd you do? Percy kind of rushes over to the plants and starts desperately trying to kind of like green thumb a few of them back to life.
Come on. You're trying to like pat them back. If you have any kind of general herbalism role you'd like to, thank you for that follow.
Well, I have elementalism.
Okay, elementalism. Yeah, that would be considered an elementalism role, so by all means, you can give that a whirl. If you have herbalism, you can roll that too, but just a general one's fine. All this love is coming from... Boop, boop.
11.
11. You start to try to breathe life back into these plants, we'll say. And as you're like... Come on, like, basically giving CPR to these plants, you're able to pick up on the fact that it's not Elizabeth that killed them. It wasn't her, dissipating the magic that was here. More importantly, you realize that all these plants were long alive when you got here. That whatever the middle person was that was connected to this place, that was trying to contact you or had cast a spell, they're the ones that, when removing it, left behind in its wake death.
Oh no. I think we need to talk to the teacher now. I think someone else caused these plants to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Expel them my first time, I'm gonna expel them my first time, I'm gonna expel them my first time, I'm gonna expel them my first time.
No, it's okay. I don't think we'll get expelled. Oh no, do you think they'll expel us?
I don't know.
A nightmare for Percy.
You just hear like knocking on the.
I'm gonna cast a divination spell. I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find where the source of that spell.
That is a great thing to roll. Go ahead.
I'm not really sure which spell it is in particular.
Okay.
But I would say that's
There's divination here in my hand.
either reveal magic or
Reveal magic is not a bad one. What does reveal magic say? Sorry, I'm flipping through right now.
let's see. Reveal magic, pale blue light shines from the witch's wand or hand, illuminates whatever it is it touches as Percy magic.
Yeah.
Reveal magic in the area, but there's also find.
Okay.
That can focus on the person or thing I'm looking for.
Okay. Okay. It will need to be very high, but you can definitely give that a roll. That's
Okay.
That one is more applicable.
Okay, so let me just make sure that I'm doing the right thing. So that's the rank magic plus casting plus magic die.
Right. So your magic die plus casting if you have it, and then your divination rank.
Okay, so what's the right?
This music's perfect right now. This like mystery, like what's gonna happen?
So I got a 13.
13. Snazzy snaz. Alright. 13's pretty doggone good. I don't know if you've been studying up over the summer.
I certainly have.
I don't know if you can, if that must be what's going down here, but you take a deep breath. You begin to focus, trying to pinpoint whatever it is that is has either cast this. Because you don't know the exact person, it is a little bit more difficult, and you begin kind of reaching out into magic ether, basically, trying to find a trail, literally the way a dog sniffs out the person it's tracking. And as you begin to meditate and lock onto something, you get an aura in this place. Something reached out via Percy's magic, looking, seeking for her. The rose potentially being a manifestation, you don't really know. But once the phone line was connected, and it was connected via plants, whatever and whoever it was, came from another dimension and manifested in all the plants in this place as a means of connecting. It did not come from this plane.
Interesting.
And the residue that you can see with your eyes closed, you can smell it, you can taste it, that it is dark magic.
Percy, I think that I think we may need to talk to Willow Mistt and soon.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think it's your fault. But considering what happened to Morwen,
Oh.
from what I saw, something may be reaching out to you as well.
Do you think it was Morwen?
I didn't recognize her, but we know that something, whatever it was from not from here.
But how are we going to take herbalism class?
Well, there's lots of books that we can read from.
The hard questions.
Okay, I guess we should.
Shouldn't be a problem. I'm sure that Miss Sanchez can fix all of this.
Let's hope so.
We should tell her.
Yeah.
We should tell her, right? We should tell her because the sooner she knows, the sooner this can be fixed.
You're not wrong.
And if we don't tell her, we'll be in more trouble.
We're gonna have to.
Also not wrong. Shall I start conjuring more cookies?
I don't think cookies are gonna fix this.
And the camera on that pans out. To follow along on our two bumbling, one bumbling, one very solid witch on a broom. You guys are actually circling kind of up overhead of the dome of the greenhouse, knowing that your sisters kind of walked in. You watch as the teacher has exit, and as you guys are like zooming overhead, something happens. The beautiful kind of bluish green glass begins to change. It becomes dull, and everything on the inside turns a deep dark color.
Jess is gonna be like Raven's like, I'm just gonna go down there real fast. Don't just keep doing it. She's gonna just like zip down there and just like go with the glass and just kind of knock on there and just like, hey.
Raven's flying in circles very slowly.
As you knock,
Yeah.
as you knock, you see Percy like scream and jump.
You see her, like,
Yeah, you guys hear the tink 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 on the glass. It's not for the front door. It seems to be coming from like a pane above you.
yeah. You just see like Jess' just big toothy smile. It's like, hey.
Percy's doing the like not good hand motion.
You just see oh. And you just see her just like lift up, just like to get Raven.
Yeah, she motions for you. When you kind of peer in, what should be like steamy glass, full of greenery, when you like it away and you peer in, the entirety of the greenhouse is dead. And the three of them stand smack dab in the middle of just disheveled and like sucked dry, like life, plant life.
Yeah. So like you just see like Jess with that similar look, that kind of like, oh no, just kind of like rise slowly to Raven, just like, I think something happened down there. We should join them. It's only been one day. Oh,
Well,
let's go.
I mean, it's kind of a record, though.
At least we got this in.
My way down.
As you guys kind of fly down and land just out front, walking back towards the greenhouse is none other than Nina Sanchez, the teacher and the herbology teacher. She's on her way back, sucking down a cup of coffee.
Hey, Miss Sanchez, how's it going?
She says, well. Two faces I haven't seen in months. How was your summer?
Oh, it's good. It's here most of the time, but went home for a little while, but
Oh, yes,
enjoyed
I
it.
heard you didn't do so well on your finals.
You know, you learn mundane history for most of your life, and you come here. Some of the stuff seems weird, right?
It is really different in her defense. You know, I had both sides, but you know, it's very different. Very, very different. Hey, when's the last time you were in the greenhouse?
Well, about 10 minutes ago before I went to get my coffee. I'm headed back there now to prep for classes tomorrow.
Gotta go.
What kind of coffee do you have?
Well, this is hazelnut, of course, my favorite.
Good to know.
Just zooms off. You just when you hear her say greenhouse, you see her just zoom off into the greenhouse. It's like you just see her pass by, like, out.
Oh, I hope I did not offend her with my comment about her failing her finals, but she did fail her finals.
Raven's going to attempt to continue talking to her for as long as possible.
Okay. This will be an interesting one.
Because she knows that something happened, so she's letting everybody try to clean it up before
Yeah,
she comes
this
back in.
is interesting. Tell me what. Okay, I'm not gonna have you roll like any kind of deception or anything like that, unless you happen to have a skill that's very applicable to that. But you do have to tell me what topic you bring up to keep her interested in talking to you.
Well, she will continue on, like, oh, well, you know, we have Percy with us, and she's really great at all the other things that, you know, that Jess didn't really do very well at, and, you know, we're all just kind of working together this year to make sure everybody continues doing really good grades, and then she kind of continues into oh, what's your she'll probably talk about her own grades, probably.
Yeah. Yes, you had some issues last year in herbalism. Maybe this year we can assure something actually grows there. Raven.
Well, you know,
Do you sing to your plants? I sing to mine. It's actually the key.
that's a thing? I didn't realize that was a thing.
Oh, everything is a thing. Raven.
Is that why Percy... That's why Percy sings so much?
It is a trick that only the best, with the green thumb learn.
Right, okay, but do you have to be just, like, in the same room, or do you want to be, like, really close to them?
Well, when you have a voice like I have, it echoes amongst the plants from vibrations and things. It's very scientific, in fact. Another class you did not do so well on last year. We're going to have to work on your chemistry.
Well, you know, numbers are just really hard for me. You know, like, with how many plants do you have in this greenhouse?
Oh, well, that depends. Are we categorizing them by blossom type, by root fixture, by the kind of dirt in which they reside, or how frequently they need to be watered?
Yes.
Great! And she begins, like, spurting out all of this stuff at you as the camera pans and you watch as Jess, like, zooms into the greenhouse. There they are, standing there, looking very guilty.
Oh my god, what happened?
Elizabeth looks really stunned and is just helplessly conjured a potato and is trying to plant it.
Why are they all dead?
Well, okay, so I
Does singing work? I can sing.
Well, so I tried to just, you know, show this one plant a little love and let it help it grow just a little bit, and then everything turned into purple roses, which we freaked out about, and then Elizabeth tried to make the roses go away, which made the roses go away as they all died. But it wasn't her fault.
When I did it, I heard a voice in my head asking for help or something, and it was spooky, and
What?
and then everything went.
So, this is going to sound very strange, but, so there might be some kind of dark magic thing coming from another dimension, And don't look at me like that. Trust me, this is kind of I gathered, and this sort of happened. Why are you looking at me like that? Cookie?
Sanchez is coming. Can we do something
just
about
have,
these plants?
Got 2 plates of cookies in my hands at this point. I'm just like looking around, going, Mazzy Dotes and Dozy Dotes and that's not gonna work.
Percy, is there anything you can do with this? You're good with plants. You're good with plants. You're good with plants, please.
Well, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm good with plants, but, like, we would have to replant everything, and, like, there's not enough time, and I don't have enough magic to make them all come back.
We just need to tell the truth. Because there's obviously things at work that we shouldn't, as students, should not have to deal with, and the teachers should deal with. And if we didn't do something, then some strange thing from another dimension would have came through in this greenhouse. So we saved the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saved the school. That's
The camera pans on "We saved the school." Back out to Miss Sanchez, who is completing her rant. And in fact, if you count every strain of plant that we have there, we have over 435. The most plants that any one school has in the entirety of the witch's world.
Wow, that is amazing.
It is now. In fact, all those plants require a lot of care, Raven. So I must get back to them.
Of course, you know what? All my friends are there. I'm just gonna go with you.
Wonderful. And the door swings open. And she walks
I
in.
don't think they like my singing.
Oh no, please continue, Loretta. The plants love singing. And you watch as she, like, pulls back her sleeves. She doesn't look bothered at all. Goes straight over to a pot and begins, like, churning around in the dirt, pressing some things, talking to a completely dead plant.
That worked out a lot better than I thought it would.
Hey, Miss Sanchez, are these plants okay?
Oh, well, of course they are. Look how green everything is.
what?
Yeah, everything's great. You've done such a lovely job with the greenhouse over the summer.
Well-
We need to tell the truth.
Do the plants smell any different?
You have a heightened sense of smell. They smell like rot and death.
They're dead. They're dead. They smell dead.
Yeah.
I
you go.
just kind of lean in. Laurel just leans into person and goes, "Do you think she's might be colorblind?"
I don't
No.
think that takes.
This isn't a case of colorblind. Maybe something else is.
This isn't a case of colorblind.
I conjured up some black flowers at one point, but
Maybe this is so bad we broke Miss Sanchez.
Maybe we should
go.
go to the nurse's office.
Percy is going to pull out her phone and take a picture of the flower bed and see if it shows up, like if everything shows up dead on the photo or if it shows up differently.
Yeah, when you snap a photo, you look back at it and the whole greenhouse looks perfect.
You guys, I think this might be an illusion of some kind. Like maybe we see the truth, but she sees something else. Because even my camera sees all the plants.
Ladies, if you're going to stay and whisper, you best put your hands to good use. Put some dirt on them, please.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay, Miss Sanchez. We were just leaving.
Busy. Yeah.
If there's an illusion, I can get rid of it.
Don't get rid of it. No, let's go.
this is important.
No. She'll take care of it. She is a teacher. She knows what's best.
She can't take care of it if she doesn't know there's a problem.
We can just talk to. We should just talk to Miss Aurora, Miss.
I think it's a Miss problem. This is a
And
Miss
Loretta
problem.
just shoves an entire both plates of cookies into Miss Sanchez's hands.
Oh!
Here you go. We have to go do some Hex Scout stuff. Yes.
Oh, the Hex Scouts! I remember making fun of our Hex Scouts.
Oh, I
That's
know.
not very nice.
Game, isn't it? So, we have some Hex Scout stuff to
Wait,
do.
what?
We're
just
Made fun?
after.
Wonderful.
Raven just starts pushing Loretta.
And you guys kind of begin to exit. She continues at what she's doing, basically digging around in dead plants. Anybody wanna last?
We need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go get the. I had
Back in the room. We'll meet you there.
Jess is gone. Just went back to
Back to the
the
room.
As you guys exit the greenhouse, the door closes behind you. When you turn and look, what once was dark vines and dead growth on the inside of the glass now seems once again lush. And as you all turn and exit the greenhouse, across the lawn, 500 feet, stands a figure. One that you all know very well. Morrowind stands there looking at all of you, deadpanned, hands by her side. She still wears her Yule Cotillion dress, the black spider webs. She drops something and turns and walks away.
Percy immediately starts running towards Morwen
Yeah.
as soon as she sees
It's
her.
just, Jess is gonna
So does Raven.
line, just
I
like
think they have
go
different
for her.
expressions on their faces.
Elizabeth is just gonna be, I have no idea who that
You're like,
is.
who the hell is that? You guys run to where she was. She long disappears into the woods, but when you get there, kind of the tree line makes the kind of line for the ground. She's long gone. Though you don't see anybody, but where she was standing, she has dropped a purple rose, and it lays stemless in the grass.
Oh. Morwen. And Percy's gonna reach down and pick it up and kind of like cradling it in her hands. Guys, we have to help her.
But she was on their side.
I hate to break to you, yeah, she lied to us.
She broke my spell twice.
Yeah, but maybe she was just taught wrong. And like maybe if we can find her, we can talk to her and help her.
Or maybe this is a warning that something bad's gonna happen?
Or maybe you could tell me what's going on and who that was.
That
Oh,
was our old
Oh.
sister.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
bad one.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not bad.
I was told she's bad.
No, she's
Seemed
just,
that way.
She's just having a hard time.
Because we fought some vampires there. She
Yeah.
unleashed some sort of... What was
So,
that? What was that thing's name?
before we saw the dead things, well, there was Percy conjured accidentally a lot of purple roses in the greenhouse, and then when Elizabeth's spell broke it, everything appeared to die, and she said there was a voice. So when I sensed out on it, it seemed like it was coming from another dimension, and I felt dark magic, and it was trying to connect through Percy's magic.
Yes. You don't have to raise your hand. Just say.
Just say it.
We're not in class. We're not in
With,
class.
with some more study, I might be able to open doorways to other dimensions.
How
That's
much?
handy.
How much more study? Like a lot?
I'm not sure.
Maybe we should keep that in our back pockets.
I'm not
now.
suggesting we should do it. I'm just saying, if something bad comes from another dimension, maybe we can send it back.
You hear a voice as you say that from behind you. Go, what's come from another dimension?
Your ugly
Obviously
face.
you.
What? I was just asking a question. And you turn around and sure enough, it's your ever favorite. Oh my god, Ashley,
Ashley.
stands there, looking at all of them. She's like, look, I didn't come to, like, pick on you or whatever. Miss Aurora Mistt says she needs to, like, see you in her office. What's that in your hand?
Nothing.
Potato.
Yeah. We were making clocks.
Out of potatoes?
Yeah, you stick 2 different kinds of nails in it, and then you connect wires to each one, and then the electric. You obviously don't care.
And she like looks. She's like,
Very interesting. I didn't know that.
deadpan. Look, just make your potato clocks elsewhere or whatever. But she says she needs to see you now.
Okay. We'll just go then. Bye. And Percy just turns and starts walking.
You know,
Yeah,
if you adjusted the tone in which you address people, they may be more receptive to you.
I have a fine tone. Kinda, maybe.
If you are not trying to be mean, then I am sorry, but the way you spoke to us gave me the impression that you looked down on us.
Oh. Well, I guess Lucinda looked down on you, so
I don't know who that is.
Lucinda Nightbane, only like the princess of. You know what?
I'm not even from this country.
Lucinda's not here, so it's just you and us. So
She goes, fine. I'm going to fix my hair anyways. Cold.
No, it looks fine.
It looks great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you'd like, I can teach you how to do kind of curls like mine. I mean, it takes forever to do.
Lucinda says my face structure wasn't good for curls.
Your face structure is good for whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
A small smile, like a genuine smile, kind of crosses her face, and she's like, whatever, okay, I'm just going now. And she picks up something off the ground right near where you guys are standing, something small, and kind of bolts off, and leaves the 5 of you standing on the lawn of Willow Mistt, having been summoned by your headmistress. We will pick up next week with what Miss Aurora Mistt could possibly want from all of you on the first day. It's not even the first day, it's the day before the first day. It's the day before the first day.
Once.
She has. She has. So we'll pick up there next week to see if you guys are in trouble or what the deal is. Basically. Yeah!
We're back, witches.
We're back, witches! I'm so excited. And it's been a really fun game. I'm glad we got to let you guys just like cruise and a little bit of role play. We don't have to rush quite as much as we did with our little 4 campaign. So let's go around. We're going to go backwards this time. You guys tell us who you are and where we can find you online. And we're going to start with Ms. Erisfod.
Hello, I am Eris Savad. Right now, currently on Twitter, you can find me at Terror Muffins. Long story. Anyways, I make dice trays and bags and stuff. I also play a lot of D&D. You can find the stuff that I make at erissavad.com. Dot actually has a coupon code if she's going to drop that in chat again.
I will.
For my website. There's nothing up right now, but I do a lot of custom stuff. So you can always jump in on my customs list. We're going through it pretty quickly right now.
There you go. Use the code .army via that link right there and you get 10% off. Sorry, I was updating your handle to say Terror Muffins and not Erisfod.
Oh, thank you.
Terror Muffins is official. Until you come back. I'm gonna say until.
We're gonna hope so. I've sent many emails.
God bless you. Awesome. Definitely follow Eris. She makes amazing things. She does amazing things, and she tells stories all over the interwebs.
Yes.
Very cool. Gluttonous Geek.
Hi there, I'm Catherine Barsonistas of The Gluttonous Geek. I run a geeky food blog doing recipes inspired by TV shows, movies, tabletop role-playing games. You can find my blog at thegluttonousgeek.com. I'm on Twitter at gluttonous_geek, and I'm also now on Twitch. I run 2 weekly streams. One is Meal Prep Monday, where I just prep whatever I have in my kitchen. And Wednesday, as in tomorrow evening, I have what I call Munchies and Minis, where I first make a tabletop or Dungeons & Dragons inspired snack, and then work on painting a miniature. This week's challenge word is magic, so I'm going to be making Fey wine raisin cake, so you can check me out on my stream. And hope to see you there, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Very nice. Next up, Kika View.
Hey, I am Kika. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO and mostly on other people's streams. Like here, I'm also on Soulbear RPG on Sundays for the Shattered Eye, which is a kind of harder rule set D&D 5e mod hack with a lot of Greek mythology inspiration. You can also find me on a podcast called Domino Theory, where we play Masks and its entire LGBTQ cast. And you can also find me on the Greyhawk channel on Mondays, DMing a game where I running basically my friends through a game that's roughly based off of the storyline of the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, guaranteed better dialogue than the movie.
Awesome. And next up, we have Shauna. Flying Cirrus.
Hey, Shauna Nakasone, Flying Cirrus on Twitter. You can find most of the stuff I do, tabletop stuff, on there. I should be having a pin tweet this week once everything settles down. It's been a lot of stuff in between seasons, so a lot of that. And Friday is on Counter Roleplay is the finale of Achtung Cthulhu, which is a 2d20 system, a World War II Cthulhu campaign, and it's the last episode, so we're probably to go get a little wild. Probably gonna have some sort of giant eel kill us, so that should be fun. And then yep, on Greyhawk channel on Mondays as well, following Kika's D&D channel. It's the we were in Liberation of Joff, which is a kind of Band of Brothers-esque campaign against giants. Everybody's sad and tired, so it's good.
Everybody is sad and tired.
Everybody,
but it is good. I'm sold. Also,
kill a lot of giants, but yeah, everyone's just like, oh, sad.
Fantastic. And awesome. Last but certainly not least, Miss Tiffany.
Hello. Yes, I am Tiffany. I am on Twitter and social media as RTS Cosplay, which is Rattle the Stars Cosplay. I do a lot of just making things and design work. You can also find me as a GM, player, and producer for North by Northwest, which is a D&D podcast, which Chelsea is on as well with me. And I'm our current main storyline GM now, as well as playing in our side story. So you can check all of that at NXN Quest on all the social medias or northbynorthquest.com.
Very nice. And I am Little Red Dot. If you are here, this is my channel. I want to thank you for coming out tonight to support the relaunch premiere of Witch Girl Adventures. We'll call this the real campaign. The other one was kind of a precursor, so it was our prequel. If you were there for that and you came back, even more love to you. I want to give a shout out to a couple people who donated tonight who made the drama happen. That would be Snow Dogs and Theater Nerd dropped by and said, "Drama! Glad to see that the witches are back in town. Hashtag save Morrowind."
Hashtag save Morrowind.
Hashtag save Morrowind. So we'll see if that is actually going to happen, as Morrowind did make her appearance. But if you enjoyed Witch Girl Adventures, I want to encourage you to go pick yourself up a copy. Not just one copy, gang. For $25, you can get all 20 Witch Girl Adventure PDFs. Now, we're actually going to be using some of the expanded stuff, included, you've already seen Cybermancy come out. We have some other kin stuff happening for Jess. Everybody's pulled from here and there. We're going to be bringing in, actually, thanks to some concern and comments that the chat came out with, last time in the prequel regarding kind of the lack of men in the world of witch girls. So we're going to be learning a little bit more about the mortals, about some of the warlock schools that are popping up, because warlocks too. And yeah, so it should be cool. Technomancy or Cybermancy, yeah, Max, whichever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to be doing that. So you can click on that link right there, head right over to Drive-Thru RPG, and grab your own full set of all of the Witch Girl Adventure products for $25, gang. 25. And I actually think they have one bundle too, where if you want a hard copy, you get the full 20 PDFs, and then the softcover print of the original Witch Girls manual for like, I think it's like less than 50. It's like nothing. So get yourself a copy if you want to be more involved in this, and you want to support an indie game designer, which Malcolm is wonderful and has been very, very supportive of both me and this game. So thank you all for coming out tonight. We'll be back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the second session of Witch Girl Adventures, where we will begin diving a little bit more into the darker side. Tonight was a lighthearted, but they got classes on Monday.
Yeah.
You guys got classes, you got things happening, so lots of stuff is going to be moving our little story forward. So until then, make sure to not do anything I wouldn't do. I don't know, I do a lot of things. Maybe we should find about. Don't do anything Elizabeth wouldn't do, because Elizabeth is our ethics, which we're gonna use her as our staple baseline. That way we can assure that nothing bad goes wrong. So until
we obviously can't use Raven.
That's right. We obviously. Oh gosh, we're all just clearly in on the ethics. No, but until next week, remember, be good or be a toad.